Okay. So thank you all for being here. Like I just said, I really appreciate everybody who came tonight. This is a big presentation of the year. This is really for anybody who feels like they don't really know everybody at South Pass High, especially I think we mostly get freshman parents because it's like, oh gosh, okay, now we're here, now we've started. Who are these people? Where do I go for these things? So our whole goal, even though it's short and sweet with each person who's going to talk tonight, is really to introduce you to different people at the school so you have an idea of what they look like and how to get in touch with them and how to find out information and maybe even a couple of programs that you didn't even know existed at the school. So that's really what we're hoping to impart on you and let you know about. My name is Kristen Swift. As I said in the previous meeting, I'm the interim PTSA programs person. I also do communications for PTSA. We're looking for someone to take over my programs role. But I am really happy to be here, and I want to thank all of our speakers for being here tonight and being here every year with me. It's just such an informative evening. So there we go. Here's a list of all of our speakers that are going to speak tonight. You will see me a couple times because we did have one or two people who couldn't make it, so I will be speaking for them. Again, I am recording this. My name in the chat, you'll notice, is Questions Kristen. So if you do have questions, please feel free to enter them in there to me individually if you want to. We will get to questions, as many as we can at the end. I do try and do a hard stop at 8:15 because most people don't have an attention span that much longer than that. And we all want to get all of our people home because this is already such a late day for, I'm sure you, but also for all of our presenters. So thank you again for being here. Please keep yourself muted unless you're presenting. We will be watching that in case we hear some random cats or dogs or anything in the distance, we might mute you. Like I said, the slideshow is going to be up. If you want to see the slideshow, there's also a thing in the middle where when you have the people on the side and the slideshow here, there's a little line in the middle and you can drag it. So your slideshow is a little smaller and the person's a little bit bigger. That's always helpful. I want to thank Kathy Bauman, who is my helper tonight. She is going to put a bunch of links in the chat as people speak. All of these links, the first link she's going to put in the chat right now is a link to all the links. So you don't have to copy over every single link that gets put in the chat, but if you feel like, oh, I don't want to miss that one, I don't want to forget about that one, you can click on it and like bookmark it. But this first link she's sending out is a PDF of all the links that we're talking about tonight and all the different places that you can find this information. When I upload this video, it'll also be a link in the description of the video on YouTube, so you'll be able to see it. So with that, we have lots of information coming your way. I don't want to stop the progress, so I'm going to pass it over to our PTSA president, Amelia Aldana. Thanks.
Thank you. And good evening, everyone. For those not in our general meeting earlier, I am Amelia Aldana. I am the PTSA president this year. Thank you to Kristen for coordinating this forum, and welcome to all of our distinguished guests. This year, we want to build on the entrenched roots of the PTSA and continue to foster a school community where everybody feels heard and welcomed. We aim to represent, inform, and mobilize members and our Tiger community to work together for the betterment of parents, teachers, and students at SPHS. We want to increase our membership, increase donations, and increase volunteerism. And overall, we aim to work together to build collaborative family engagement here at SPHS, creating positive outcomes for our students. To learn more about us, please visit our website. Kristen is putting the link in the chat, and that is a fall form image that you see there. Click Join, Donate, Volunteer to join the PTSA, support our Teachers with Wish Night, and make your no sweat donation. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. There we go. Now we're going to go back to me because my real job on PTSA is communications. So I want to go over how we communicate. So there's all these different ways that we communicate with you. So our first one is the website. I'm not going to go to the website and go through it, but I want to show you a couple pictures of it. So one of them is you go to the website. It does have the updated picture from our coffee that we had. And the first part is here for the parents. There's all this information that we have on here for parents. So from the newsletter at the bottom, one of my favorite pages is this one we put together a few years ago called Community. It has links to all the websites you could possibly need in, the related to school. It also has a lot of the Instagram accounts that you might want to start following. So much information at the high school is put out through Instagram. On our Instagram, we do always in our stories share other information from all those other Instagrams. But if you want to make sure you're getting those, it's really good to, just pack up your Instagram and with all of the different clubs and groups and everything. So you know all of what's going on, especially ASB, especially official SPHS. Those are the two big ones. There's information about honorary service awards, volunteering, all of our videos, forum information, our parent tiger guide, which I'll talk about in a second, meeting dates, etc. Parent Tiger Guide. So Parent Tiger Guide, just like the students, Miss Blackwood's going to talk about this in a little bit. The students have a Student Tiger Guide, which gives them a lot of information. PTSA has put together a Parent Tiger Guide, and in that is all the information that it's really long. I won't lie to you. It's like 70 pages, but it's got a table of contents and you can go to where you need to go if you want to know something. So unless you really want to sit and read it all night long, which I doubt you do, but it's got good information. It talks about like what my example always is, what is an Ooter? Well, an Ooter is an out of towner that you can invite to a dance. It's got the rules about that. It has what that means. People don't know what color day is. They don't know what happens with homecoming. They don't know, like, when you're a senior, what's a flower chain? So there's all these like terms and things we use here that not everybody understands. And we've tried to put them all in the Tiger Guide. Again, if you read the Tiger Guide and you go, this was not in there, and you have suggestions, we want it. I keep adding to it all the time. So please take a look at that. Again, you can find that on the website. So also on the website is stuff for students. We have information when we know about grad night on there. Student club mini grants is something we give grants to the different clubs. They can apply for them. And some of the PTSA funding that we ask for you to donate is going to these clubs to help them get their club up and running and do what they need to. So that's one of the things. We also give senior awards and scholarships. Again, what you donate to us goes out to the senior awards and scholarships. We give 5 of those out at the end of the year. So we have all that. And then other things that I do the newsletter. We have moved it back to weekly this year. We've tried to add a little bit more information into it. So we have things like the FAQ to answer questions. We have school board information. We feel like we are partners with all the other groups, parent groups. So Tiger Boosters, Music Boosters, if they ever want to put anything in our newsletter, we love to have it. Community newsletters, we get, things from the YMCA or other places to tell us what's going on. We get those as well. So then we have the Instagram. Here is our Instagram. There's our Facebook. Those both get updated. And again, if you go to YouTube, you can just go to SPHS PTA on YouTube, and you will find all of those YouTube videos as well. Like we talked about a little bit ago, if you weren't here yet, PTSA forums on that YouTube page. Here's a list of some of the ones that are there. They're still so good. Most of them don't go out of style. The only one I'd say might go out of style is the vaping, because those vaping tools for kids change constantly, which is insane. But everything else is pretty, still relevant, even if it's a couple years old. So really, really good videos on there for you. So now I'm going to pass it on to our fearless leader, Mr. Eldred.
Hey, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the 2024-25 school year. I am very happy to be here and so pleased, excuse me, that all of you have showed up to hear about our school and learn about the people that make the place tick. Just a few of the people, because there is a lot of us. I want to start out by saying that the PTSA is a great partner with us, as are all the other organizations you're going to hear from, Music Boosters, etc. Get involved, donate, become a part of these organizations, because they really do a lot to enhance the experience that your student has on our campus, whether it's in the classroom, through the arts, or with athletics. So I really encourage you to find a way to get involved in your student's school. One big push this year that we are working on is making students more aware of their responsibility when it comes to social media. I sent something out last week informing you essentially what the new guidelines are going to start looking like for our students. And we are going into all of the classrooms and making sure we hit every kid with a presentation about their responsibilities when it comes to social media, and really how it can impact their lives and their education as well as those around them. So that's one of our big pushes this year. And I believe when we do our safety presentation, which will probably be in September, we're going to try and fold that in to show you what that looks like and what their kids are looking like. And lastly, as always, I want to stick to 90 seconds because I know we've got a lot of people in here and I want to respect the time limit that everyone was asked to hold to. But one of the big things that I really want to emphasize this year is resiliency. And I think that over the last couple of years, our students really have become more resilient on campus coming out of COVID and really putting that experience behind them and being able to focus on their academics and understanding and athletics and arts and understanding that failure is okay. That it's how we learn and really it's what builds character. And so that's something that I try and push in my conversations with our students to help them understand that everything eventually does work out. It's easy for me at 55, 56 years old to say that. It's hard for them to understand because they don't have the years that they can look back on, but really just trying to help them understand that if they work hard and they push themselves, that everything really will work out the way they want it to. And lastly, my final push here is to join our Instagram at official SPHS. And speaking of young people, I hired somebody 30 plus years younger than me to run Instagram, and it looks way better than it ever has. So I encourage all of you to get on our IG, as the kids call it. That's all I got.
I noticed they were using Canva because I almost used the same Canva presentation slides for this. And then I was like, oh no, those are the ones I saw on official SPHS. So I was like, that's definitely not John.
No stealing. And I have no idea how to work Canva, so.
Yeah, no, it's great. We love it. And by the way, you and the assistant principals, you get more minutes if, at least 2 minutes if you want to, because you have a lot of very specific things we want you to be able to talk about. So saying that, I'm going to move on to Chad Bryant, our assistant principal.
Thank you.
Classic John, exceeding his time allotment. This is a growth goal that I've been discussing with him for the past year. So we'll keep him a little bit tighter next time. My name is Chad Bryant. This is my second year with the high school. Miss Blackwood and I split the alphabet right in half down the middle. So if your student has a last name from A to L, I'm the face to know, and I'm the person to contact with any questions you may have. Just a quick overview of some of the things that I take care of at the school site. One of the big ones is state testing. Our 11th graders get tested for all of our state tests. That's the ELA, math, and science test. We also have, this is the fun alphabet soup that we deal with in kind of the educational world. The PFT is the physical fitness test that's taken also at the high school for the third and final time. Additionally, I'm in charge of approving outside courses. So one of the things that I always want to emphasize regarding outside courses is they all require pre-approval by me. And really that step is there to make sure that we have an opportunity to do our due diligence, to vet these courses and make sure that they are UC A through G approved. Also, if any student has a failing grade, a D or an F in a course that they would like to recover, they can have an opportunity to take that on our campus through Edgenuity. And we also approve outside recovery courses through any number of approved institutions like UC Scout, PCC, Method schools, etc. But again, those need to be pre-approved, and there's a lot of different opportunities to do that. So if you have questions, please reach out to me. Next week, we are beginning our continuing our partnership with Pasadena City College. We offer 4 dual enrollment courses in the fall semester. We'll be offering another 4, potentially 5 in the spring semester. This semester, we have American Sign Language as an alternative to a second language for students to take. We have kinesiology, we have psychology, and we have personal finance, which are all usually very, very popular courses. These take place outside of the school day on our campus. And it's a great way for students to take things that are not offered during the regular instructional day. Plus, it also gets a foot in with the community colleges, and they basically get double the credits in half the time. And so it's kind of a win-win experience for all of our students. Something that our seniors are always very excited about is the senior privilege card. In their senior year, students are eligible to leave campus during lunch if they qualify for a senior privilege card. And to determine eligibility, we look at things like attendance, grades, discipline record, and there's always a step that a parent or guardian has to sign and approve and make sure that you are okay with your son or daughter leaving campus during that time. Finally, this is kind of just a nod to my passion and my past with the district. When I was first hired on in South Pasadena, I was a technology coach. And one of the things that I take very seriously is, effective integration of technology across our site. Last year, we decided to try out 5-Star, which is an app that supports us and our students with being mindful of their time spent outside of class. And it's really transformed our campus during instructional time. It's a ghost town. Students are in their classes. They're doing what they need to be doing. They're locked into their instruction. And it's proved to be a really valuable asset to just transform our campus. And that's it for me. So I'll hand it off to Ms. Blackwood.
Good evening, everybody. So I will be handling our students with M through Z as their last name. And I've met lots of them already, and it's been really fun to get to know your students. The Tiger Guide, Kristen mentioned it a little bit earlier. Tiger Guide is pretty important because it states all of the rules and kind of like consequences to different parts of our school. For example, attendance. Maybe your student doesn't know that they have if they have 3 lates, it equals an absence, things of that nature, how to clear an absence, which happens to do with our attendance talk as well. We also have in the student version of the Tiger Guide, like dress code violation. What happens if I wear something that's not appropriate, or different things like that. So it's just showing that we're being very transparent to like, this is how the school is run, and follow the Tiger Guide to have a, harmonious experience. So you could check that out. They could still purchase one at the student bank if they would like. Many of them receive them on the registration day. So if your student is interested in that, or if you are, we also have it online on our website. As far as attendance goes, I talked a little bit about being late, but as far as attendance goes, you have 3 days to clear an absence. And I think that's the most important part that parents need to know. And it's really simple to clear your student's absence. You just need to let us know if it's like a personal, medical, whatever it might be. But that goes to our attendance clerk, Ruth Carlson, and she's found at rcarlson at spshusd.net. And she's a very nice lady, and you just have to let her know this is what happened, please clear it. And like I said, you get 3 days to do that. We have coming up very soon in October, the end of October, we have our PSAT. And the PSAT is just a practice SAT, but there also is a scholarship component tied to it for juniors. We do open it up for juniors and then sophomores for practice. The juniors are the ones who could potentially get scholarships for it if they get really great scores. We've had a handful every year get them. So for this coming up Friday, there's going to be a parent square coming out giving some details about it. And then on the Tuesday that we return after Labor Day, we could start collecting money. We're using this Squared Up app that's super easy. It's $30. You get a free meal. If your student elects to have one, there's like a turkey sandwich grab and go lunch, or a peanut butter and jelly grab and go lunch. And if they don't want one, they could just say no thank you on there. But we're trying to make this a really great experience. We typically have over 300 students sign up for the PSAT. And I just want you to know it's optional. It's not for everyone. but if your student wants to take it, it's available to them. And I also oversee the AP exam. So I live in the world of College Board, AP College Board, and getting accommodations for our students who have 504 plans or IEPs. But we're going to start collecting money for that in September, depending on which classes your students are taking. They sign up. There are two parts to the registration. The first part is joining their teacher's AP Classroom. Teachers give them a join code. They join on there, say yes, they want to take it. And then the second part will be to register with online payment to Square It Up, which is the app we're using to collect all testing fees this year. So there are some classes that your student could take exam only. So for example, AP Chinese is a very popular exam only because we have so many affluent Mandarin speakers in our neighborhood that maybe they don't need to take the class, but they just want to take the test. That's a possibility. So if you need more information about that, you could email me and let me know. But part 1 takes place in the classroom, part 2 takes place on squareitup.com, and we'll let you know when it's time to do that. And then lastly, the safety plan, I have it all ready for everybody. We're going to try to do a big presentation in the middle of September. But if this includes, we have drills that we're doing every month. And we also have, yeah, there we are. Thank you. Yeah, so we have some semester 1 and semester 2 drills. But the biggest thing that you need to know right now is that if we need to evacuate, guardians can pick up their students. We have a student release area on the backside of the stadium off of the Meridian side. So Meridian Street by the home bleachers, that would be the place to come pick up your student. And that's probably the thing that as parents want to know most, like, where do I pick up my kid? So we'll do our job on the front end, but that's where you're going to be able to pick up your student. You need to have an ID to prove that the student belongs to you or be on our list of guardians. Okay, so that'll be coming up in the middle of September. We're already starting to have our first fire drill in September as well. So I don't know if you have any questions about these other things, but the Great Shakeout is the big one. That's where we practice our big evacuation for earthquake preparedness.
Fantastic.
I think that's it for me.
Yeah, thank you so much. Really appreciate all that info. Now we're going to move on to Marcille Montoya, who is one of our 5 excellent counselors that we have on campus.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us this evening. I am here on behalf of the counseling department. There are 5 school counselors, and we are also fortunate to have a DIS counselor as well as a TYB counselor. And we are just a really cohesive group and have really enjoyed getting to know your students. And just a reminder that your student will be assigned to the same counselor all 4 years. So our goal is to really establish a strong rapport with them so that by the time senior year comes, if they need a letter of rec for us, for example, for college or scholarship, we're able to write a very personal, individualized one on behalf of each of our students. Why does a student potentially need to come see a counselor? We are available to all students for a variety of reasons. Our primary areas of focus are personal social, college career, and academic. And these are kind of interwoven throughout the year. A large part of what we've been doing right now is academic, ensuring that students are in the appropriate classes to ensure that they're meeting their graduation requirements and also A through G college prep requirements if their goal is to meet eligibility for 4-year college or university. But we definitely are available at brunch and lunch for walk-ins. So if students are having a tough day and they just need a moment to connect with a trusted adult on campus or just need to catch their breath in our wellness center, we want to make sure that students feel comfortable accessing us throughout the day. So brunch and lunch, open door policy, no appointment necessary. If the student feels like whatever they need to discuss with us is probably going to require more time, it's best that they email us directly and we can schedule that time slot for them. And same for parents and guardians. If you have a question or concern, please do reach out to your counselor specifically by email. Next, what is Naviance? So we are so fortunate to have had Naviance for over a decade, and this is a great web-based program that allows students, families, counselors, teachers, to not only help students research colleges and careers, but also when the time comes to actually applying to colleges, it's one central location where we all have access. So maybe you're having a conversation with your student and you're thinking, as a parent, I'd really like for my student to entertain the idea of going to XYZ college. You as a parent have access so that you can start helping them craft their list based on best fit. When the time comes, your senior will then move those colleges from colleges I'm thinking about to colleges I'm applying to. They waive their FERPA waiver, they match their Naviance with Common App, which is the application used to apply to private colleges. And then counselors and teachers are able to send letters of rec, counselors will send transcripts and the school profile to these universities through Naviance. So it's a really convenient, not only research tool, but way for us to communicate directly with colleges. In addition, there's the career component. So we will go into each grade level this year. So we'll hit 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th to make sure students understand how they can take advantage of this resource. And then there will also be a parent component. There is further detailed information on our website under the counseling tab. If you have questions about what is a 4-year plan, what should my student be planning for in the future, all of those resources and tools, financial aid videos, you name it, they're all under this tab and are pretty up to date. So we hope that with all of this information, you as a family are able to make an informed decision. All right, I think that's it for me. Thanks so much, Kristen.
Thank you. That was great. I am now going to pretend to be Natasha Stebbins. She is our Train Your Brain counselor and social worker for the school. She couldn't be here tonight because she has another job that she had to go to. She has been in our district since 2018. And she helps, like I just said, run the Train Your Brain and the wellness centers at the school. So what is Train Your Brain, you might ask? It's a program that has been around for a while, but has grown since COVID. It is dedicated to providing social emotional support services to our middle and high school students. The program includes individual counseling support, family engagement, classroom presentations, outreach, community building, restorative justice practices, and resource referrals. The Train Your Brain program promotes healthy coping, resiliency, and wellness by providing a spectrum of comprehensive, integrated, culturally sensitive services that support the academic achievements and wellness of all SPUSD students. You can request support from Ms. Stebbins. Your student can by just emailing her, just nstebbins@spusd.net. In addition to those services that they have, as you can see in this picture, we have a small and a large wellness center on campus that opened last year. Pretty amazing. They got a lot of funds from PTA and boosters and dudes and probably some other people I'm forgetting to mention. But they are these amazing spaces where they can use these areas for, students can use the areas for stress management, connection, or social emotional support during brunch, lunch, or if they're having a problem during class, they can even go there during class and get help from Ms. Stebbins, which is fantastic, or their counselors. Events are also hosted there throughout the year for students by the peer mediators, which leads me to the perfect segue because now we have Allie and Connor who are here to talk, and they are from the peer mediators. So we have a couple students tonight, which is always my favorite part. Allie and Connor? Abby. I read it wrong. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. It's Abby. You are muted, Abby.
Sorry, I'm muted as well.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Connor, you go ahead. Start.
So, hey everyone, we are the peer mediators. We are your leadiators this year. I'm Connor.
And I'm Abby.
And we are the peer mediators. So the peer mediators are a group of mindful individuals at the high school who advocate for mental health and physical wellness at South Pass through leading peer-to-peer conflict mediation, advocating for mental health, promoting mental health resources among the campus like the Wellness Center, and creating a positive environment through student-led activities.
The peer mediation team operates on a committee system, which consists of 3 unique groups focusing on different aspects of our work. Our first committee is social justice, which focuses on advocating for wellness through social media, whilst collaborating with the wellness community. Our committee. The Wellness Committee works to host and organize and promote events around campus. For example, the Wellness Committee has previously organized events with live music, emotional support animals, and even guided meditations. My bad. Finally, we have the Zine Committee, which produces a bi-monthly magazine drawing attention to relative topics throughout our school.
In this current school year, the mediators plan to increase our presence around campus by reaching out to new members or collaborating with different clubs around campus. We plan to host significantly more events and collaborate with other vices to help students feel more comfortable around campus.
Thank you guys so much for listening. That is about it. We are so grateful for your time, and we are happy to answer any questions.
I will stick around till the end if anyone has any questions then. But thank you guys so much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you both so much. I really appreciate you being here. Like I said, I love hearing from students. I don't think you said it, but your teacher leads are Miss Kadri, who teaches English, and Spanish teacher, Profe Achebe, who actually used to be a student at South Pass High School, who started Peer Mediators way back when, which is pretty awesome that he's back teaching and now leading this group. So it's pretty great. I'm going to move now to Casey Shotwell, who is our teacher and student activities director extraordinaire.
Good evening. Thank you for that introduction. I'll get right to it. What is ASB? ASB, the over 1,450 students that are currently attending South Pasadena High School. That's our associated student body. And that group selects or elects each March 13 commissioners. There are school-wide representatives, and we're lucky tonight to have one of them with us, Austin, who will speak more about the commissioners. And then in April of each year, the class officers, 4 per class, are elected. And those students are responsible for putting on class events throughout the course of the year, as well as raising money for them. So we have our freshmen and sophomores who are collaborating at the moment, and putting together the Icebreaker Dance Summer Nights, which will be this coming Friday night from 9:30 until 11:30. It'll follow our football game. And then the juniors are already hard at work at planning the homecoming dance. It'll be the conclusion to our homecoming week and be held Saturday, October 26th, down in Arroyo Seco again. They're very excited for that. And our seniors, they do so much throughout the course of the year, but in particular, they're responsible for the closing events, baccalaureate, graduation, and senior sunset at the end of the year. So I'll be putting that together. So that's 29 of our members of our leadership class. The leadership class, which meets in this SAC room, has a total of 36 students. We have 7 who are selected through applications and interviews each May. The 2 oldest are the health and wellness officers, have been around for a while. We also have 2 diversity, equity, and inclusivity officers, an environmental sustainability rep, a videographer, and the newest is our historian / photographer. And they all contributed in a variety of different ways. I would encourage you, one of the questions that we had that I should address today is, how do students get involved? Well, they can get involved in a lot of different ways. Each of the 4 classes forms committees, and the students can join those committees and help out with everything from color day to homecoming to graduation. But they can also get involved simply by attending the events that are hosted for them, including that Icebreaker Dance and football game this coming Friday. I want to also point you in the direction of our ASB website. It's very simple, SPHSASB.org. If you go to that website, it's currently under construction, but it has links to everything from GoFan, where you buy tickets, to the football and basketball games. Our ASB is in charge of that, to our SPHS ASB web store, which now is run through my school books. So there's a new video that Mr. Johns has created and is linked there to help you with that. YouTube, our SPHS ASB YouTube. So if you ever want to see, say, any of our assemblies, such as the SAC assembly, which just occurred, you'll find them at SPHS ASB. Our Instagram is linked there. And finally, I want you, if you haven't taken a look at it yet, our health and wellness website is a new creation by the health and wellness officers from last year. And I strongly encourage you to take a look at it. There are so many resources. It shows what some of these students in these appointed positions are able to accomplish. And we hope to have our SPHS ASB website looking like that very soon. That's all I have for you this evening.
Thank you. I'm sorry I do not have your YouTube and your website on here. We will add those to the links, and when I send out the video through our newsletter and through Mr. Eldred, I'll make sure that they're on that link page too.
Kristen, I should have put it on a slide myself.
It's
I'll
okay.
go ahead and I'll put links into the chat.
Yeah, no, that'd be great, but I will also add them to that other thing as well. No, I love the new ASB website. It's so much better than the old one. It was really it was really great. And I always forget there's a YouTube page for the assemblies. I will start adding those to my newsletter, so parents think about going to watch those more. They're super fun. Especially when you have commissioner elections. I always like to see like the little speeches that everybody gets when they're.
It's a lot of fun what they do, and the videographer feels a lot of pressure each year with in creating the videos, in particular for the SAC assembly. So we think she did a great job again this year.
I'm sure. Well, thank you. Well, we have
Nick decided to stay, so.
Oh, Toby, are you okay? We have two students from ASB that are going to speak now. First, we have Austin, who is the Commissioner General. So I'm going to pass it over to Austin.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for the introduction. So I'm Austin Huang, and I'm this year's Commissioner General. Thank you guys all so much for having me. So as for what the commissioners in ASB do, ASB has 13 commissioners, each with a different role in ASB. So I'm the Commissioner General, and there's a Commissioner of Internal Affairs, who you may already know, Sawyer Donaldson, from this, he's the student representative on the school board. And there's a Commissioner of Correspondence and Finance, who are the cabinet of our school. There are also 9 other commissioners who work on projects relating to their titles. We have the Commissioner of Academics, Activities, Assemblies, Athletics, Clubs, Noontime, Publicity, School and Community, and Spirit. All of the commissioners are free to join different committees, form to plan different events. So it's not as if they're confined to their own specific areas of focus. For the SAC card, SAC stands for Student Activity Card. This allows students to attend non-playoff sports games for free, and they get discounts to all of our different dances and events. We recently had the SAC assembly last Friday to promote the SAC card, and that was a blast. For all of the different events at our school, a group of students form a committee in planning the event, as I said earlier. For example, prom was planned by the junior class officers this year. Freshman orientation was planned by a group of 6 commissioners this year. And even assemblies have different committees, so it's not just the commissioner of assemblies is doing it all by himself. Yeah, so when planning, we follow a check model planning template where we brainstorm, overview the event, plan for materials, then evaluate the event. Parents can keep up to date on different ASB events mainly by checking the SPHS ASB Instagram, but we also often post on the Tiger Bulletin for events that we want everyone to see on there, and parent square emails detailing parents about these events. And I think that's it for me. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much. Now we're going to move on to, and I'm sorry if I pronounced your name wrong, Chaimin, who's ASB Commissioner of Clubs.
Hello, my name is Chaimin Lim, and I am the Commissioner of Clubs in ASB, and I'll be talking about the clubs we have here at SPHS. Our student-led clubs represent different cultures, extracurriculars, educational classes, or even simple hobbies. During the beginning of the year, students can start or reinstate clubs, and we held our first meeting last week where we went over these processes. After filling out the forms, Mr. Shotwell and I worked to approve these clubs, and these clubs can then work throughout the year to stay involved and active. Joining clubs and being active in them is a great way for students to find another student who they might have not known prior and find similarities and connect with them. This gathers students from each grade level, each ethnicity, each gender, and combines them into a group that shares a common interest. On the 11th and 12th of September, we will be having Club Rush in the gym during lunch. This is a great opportunity for students to engage and join clubs. And at this event, clubs will be holding booths introducing and explaining the purpose of their club. This will allow any student to join any club with a sign-up sheet that will be provided in each booth. For any other updates regarding clubs, you can visit our Instagram account at SPHS Clubs and also message me separately for questions. And that's it. Thank you for your time.
That was great news. Thank you so much. And in the chat for parents, we did put a link to last year's club list. It doesn't always stay the same because sometimes you have people graduate and nobody to kind of take over the same club. Sometimes clubs last for years and years and years, and sometimes they last for 1 year. My older son, who already graduated, really joined the Bad Movies Club, which I don't know if it's still on there, but that was the one he wanted to join. So, you know, power to him to get in a club. You got to do some fun stuff. Next, we're going to go on to, I'd like to introduce Mr. Hoffa, who is our drama director.
Hi, Kristen. Hello, everyone. Good evening. Thank you for having me. I'm the drama director, and I just wanted to tell you a couple things. It's really best to understand the drama program here at SPHS as kind of a 2-track system. There's the classes, and then there's the after-school productions. And there's, of course, a lot of students who overlap and do both, but they're really entirely separate and unrelated pieces. The classes, there's 3 levels of drama classes: drama 1, 2, and 3. I think I came up with those myself. The classes are CTE, which means career and technical education, where it means that the focus is as much on learning how to be an actor. It's also about setting your student up if they're interested in studying acting or writing or directing in college, or potentially pursuing it as a career. We try to highlight on what are some next steps after high school that students could take. In general, a lot of younger students start at Drama 1, and then they move up to Drama 2 and Drama 3. The productions are separately, they are after school. We rehearse after school. We have a fall play, and then we have a spring musical, and they are sponsored and produced by the SPHS Drama Club, but they are open to anyone at the school, of course, by audition only. And we try to make them as big as possible, but spots are limited based on auditions. So, but anybody at the school can audition. Probably a good time to say that our fall play this year is A Midsummer Night's Dream, which we're very excited about, and auditions are actually next week. So if someone is interested in auditioning, you can go to southpassdrama.com or go to our Instagram or go to my teacher page. All of those have links to each other, so you can find information about how to audition. And then I would also say that the musical, which those auditions are in January, but we will have an info session if you're interested in learning about the musical and about how to audition. That info session is in December. So you just also follow our Instagram for info about that. And just 2 other quick things to say, which is that, Mr. Johns, I work with him closely. He is in charge of the stage crew, and he and I work very closely together. His stage crew classes are separate from the drama classes, but we have a producer program that kind of is run through the drama club, where students work on the props and costumes for the particular shows. And so that's kind of how we put the productions together. And I guess the final thing to say is, if drama isn't your, I know you're going to hear from Music Boosters, but there's so many amazing arts programs here, whether it's dance or arts, or I'm just blown away by the quality of the teachers and everything. So I encourage you to make an art part of your child's education here at SPHS. Thank you.
I am doing questions at the end, but just because you hit on it, if people want to there's a set design class, right? So with Mr. Johns that does the sets for your shows, is that correct? It kind of took place.
That's correct. I mean, they build the sets, they do the set design stuff there. It's a little funny because all the props and costumes happen kind of on my end, and some tech people are more prop and costumey, and some are more I want to build things. But he has a separate class that's during school time for building and designing and making stuff. So it depends which, and also learning how to operate the light board, et cetera, et cetera.
Fantastic. Super fun. Wish I had that in school. Thank you so much for coming. Really appreciate it, especially the last minute asks. So thank you.
Thank you. Of course. Thanks for having me.
Yep. Now we're going to move on to our athletic director, CB Richards.
There we go. Are we good?
Yep.
Okay, great. Hey, well, I just came across from the gym across the way, and we're playing girls volleyball is playing Flint Ridge Sacred Heart, and we were down 2-0. but we picked up the third set, and we're 2-1, and we're battling back. So that's the update, live update from here from South Pass Gym for the girls. Okay, real quick about sports. Just an update for anybody that's interested in the athletics part of SPHS. What we offer. We offer right now it's 13 sports, from volleyball, water polo, football, cross country, and tennis and golf for the girls in the fall. And then we also have soccer, basketball, and water polo for the girls in the winter. And then in the spring, we offer 9 sports, and that goes from baseball, softball, swim, track, and badminton, boys and girls. So there's 13 sports there. Probably going to be 14 with girls flag football coming next year, probably most likely. And it's 22 levels programs between the boys and girls, 13 sports, 22 between boys and girls. And it's actually, if you don't really realize it, but there's 54 actually teams at South Pasadena when you count JV, freshman, and varsity. So there's a lot of opportunity for sports. 54 different teams operate through South Pass Tigers athletics. So there's a lot of moving parts there. On that note, we do offer all those sports have different levels. It's not just varsity. We offer incoming for freshmen. If they're not ready for varsity level, there's a freshman level for most sports. Every sport has a JV level, junior varsity, and there's a varsity level for those that are competing at that higher level for athletics. On that note, those are the sports we have. And what did we do if you missed the summer tryout? We just had summer tryouts, and we're into the fall season. So we're already moving. We've had a football game, we've had volleyball games, tennis, golf matches, water polo's doing really well. So if you missed those sports are done and put away already, and the rosters are set. But our winter sports are still having. We just had a basketball tryout on Saturday. If you go to our website, our athletic school website, sphstigers.org, go under athletics, and then on the right-hand side of the athletics page, there's information drop downs there. What you'll find is one that says tryouts, participation in tryouts, and on there is a website that shows the actual dates and times of every sport tryout that we have coming up. For the one thing on that note, just for new people, new parents, there's also 2 semesters in the school, a fall and a spring semester, but there's 3 seasons of sport. So you have a fall season. Winter is basically November to February, and then spring sports are basically March, or do you think the end of February to May? All sports count as a PE class, and so you get credit for doing the sport as a PE class. It replaces the PE class that they have to take. And so if you do 4 semesters of PE or 4 semesters of sport, that qualifies for graduation, and that will tick the box for the counselors to have that student qualify for California public education, or physical education. Couple other things. If you've missed those tryouts, go online, try to find the dates of the tryouts there are some upcoming tryouts for summer, for spring, for basketball, girls basketball, volleyball for the boys, swim, track, badminton, these things that are in the spring. There are those tryouts that are still pending. So go on that website, take a look. Any questions, please just email me, and I'm happy to get back to you. On that note, once you make those teams, or even before, can't hurt to have it done, getting cleared for athletics. On the same website, at our school website, underneath participation, you can find physicals. You'll find one link that says athletic participation and registration. If you click on that, it'll take you into physicals, a place that we use called Home Campus. Some of you have gone through and done that, and it'll talk you through on how to do that. One thing every athlete needs to have once a year before their sport tryout is a physical. Right now, just for another couple days, you can get it done at Exeter Urgent Care in Pasadena to August 31st for free. So it'll save you some money if you get it done by then, and they're really quick at setting it up. If you go to the website, there's a link there to Exeter Urgent Care. You do have to make an appointment online using our link that will give you that South Pasadena credit for a free sports physical, just to the 31st. So that's Saturday. So you got some time to get it in there. So hopefully that helps. what else we have? Oh, one great thing that we added this year, Mr. Eldridge and I put together a great we talked about these Tiger guys. We put together an athletic student parent handbook for the athletes, for the student athletes that are on the team. If you go onto that website as well, again, southpasadenatigers.org athletics. First thing on the top, we put it right to the top, is the athletic handbook. Click on that. It will answer all your questions on athletics, and save a couple of emails to me probably, and I'll be able to answer those if you do have a follow-up. But there's all the information in there about athletics, from transportation to grading that's needed, to the time of the sport, to the contacts for the coaches. Everybody wants to contact the head coach, ask a question. The contacts are right there on the first page, so you can reach in and find that. That's a great asset to have, and anything you have athletically can be answered pretty much in that context. Next two things: schedule. Schedule's a big thing. When is my child playing their game, home, away? If you go to our school website, again, under calendar, athletic calendar, we have all of the schedules that are on there. We are still adding a couple things because it's still August and a couple of the fall sports are still pending. Games, we'll add those in, as well as in the winter. But that's a great place to check. That always is the one we go off of, the school calendar website. Another one we do use is Max Preps, maxpreps.com. If you go on to Max Preps, that will have some information as well. And then last thing, we will be actually working on an update on the school website for athletics, bringing a couple great ways to communicate a little bit better. If you have any questions there, you'll see that coming out hopefully in the fall. Just a little redo, little facelift, and we'll make it look a little nicer and cleaner, and a little more interactive with socially, trying to get a little more of the social interaction going with social media. This year in particular, we're going to add two things to athletics. One is a leadership group that we're starting with all the teams, trying to bring in leaders from each team and have them kind of like a athletic Congress, two representatives of each, and then get a little bit so they can talk about their sport among the student athletes and try to encourage the student athletes and teams to attend more of the sports together. So that's one thing we're doing. The second thing, for those athletes that are looking at going on to colleges and those parents that would love to have them get on there and probably pick up that, financial assistance with the scholarship or some assistance, we will be having a couple seminars, one in the fall and one in the winter / spring, about college athletics and that path towards college athletics and how we can help you go on to that route. And I'll be working with the counselors. They're fantastic, as well as Mr. Shotwell, the ASB department. Him and I work together very well at all these events. So we'll put that together and get that out to you. So that's about all I have. I'll be ready to answer questions at the end, or just send me an email. Thank you. Go Tigers.
Thanks, CB. Appreciate it. So now after CB, we're going to talk to Kristen Wingard, who is this year's president of the Tiger Boosters, which helps both athletics and clubs, since we've heard from both of them. Hi,
Great. Thank you, Kristen. Great to be here. We basically support everything that CB just said. So all of those various athletic teams and his department, as well as, it's not just sports, as well as all of the clubs, organizations, activities at the high school. We generate funds through memberships, and we have a variety of membership levels that people can join. Sponsorships, we have a new title sponsorship this year, which we're super excited about. Donations and merchandise. What do we fund? We fund, and thanks, Kristen, for showing the slide. We fund lots of equipment. We do grants. You can find this on our website. We help teams hold banquets, participate in tournaments, train in the weight room, among many, many other things. And then we also provide administrative support that makes all of the other fundraising possible. So things like helping oversee Tiger Bingo, which is really, really important. And you'll be hearing more about that as the weeks go on. But it raises more than $200,000 for our teams, clubs, and activities. We also put on really fun events like the Tiger Tailgate, which is coming up September 6th before the football game. This is a school-wide celebration, celebrating everything. So of course we love football, but it's broader than just that. So please come out, buy a ticket. You'll get 2 tickets if you are a Gold and Premium member. But if you're not, purchase a ticket. There's food, there's a DJ, pep and band are going to be there, and it's a ton of fun. And also keep up to date with us by subscribing to our new newsletter. And a big shout out to Christina Vogel, who's running this for us. It's called Tiger Beat, and you can subscribe on our website and also follow us on social media. And most importantly, just please join us. Your support and involvement really makes all of these clubs, activities, and sports successful, and we can't do it without you. So any questions, feel free to email me, and thanks so much for your support.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Okay, now we're going to go on to Music Boosters with Betty Hong, their president.
Hi, thank you, Kristen. Betty Hong, I'm introducing the Music Boosters, the parent organization that's the counterpart to the Tiger Boosters, I guess, that provides volunteering and fundraising support for the instrumental music program. So we provide the soundtrack for the high school. You'll see our groups performing at football games, school assemblies, community events. And our students also put on a winter and spring concert every year and perform in competitions and music festivals, both locally here in Southern California and go on fun overnight trips to do this out of state as well. And a high quality music program like what we have at SPHS costs a lot of money. We have to raise more than $75,000 a year. And you'll see the boosters out in the community raising funds all year long. We help with Tiger Bingo, which we just discussed a little bit. We're running the concession stands at football games, hosting dine-outs and other events. And we truly appreciate the support of the community and participating in all these fundraisers when you can. And we'd love for you to get involved with volunteering with us if you'd like to support music education at the school. You can learn all about us at our website, up on the screen, sphsmusicboosters.com. And everyone's always invited to attend our monthly meetings, which happen on the first Wednesday of the month in the choir room. And it's an especially eventful year this year for the music program with the retirement of our beloved longtime director, Mr. Crawford. We are welcoming this year a trio of exciting young faculty that I'd like to just briefly introduce you to so you can recognize them around campus. Dr. Simonson is teaching the marching arts, which includes our marching band and color guard. Mr. Orengreff is teaching concert, symphonic, and jazz bands, and Mr. Padron is teaching our orchestra. So a huge welcome to our new teaching team. The season's in full swing already, and we've had a really smooth transition so far. And just a final plug, the instrumental music program is, in my opinion, a true jewel of our public school system. It provides so many benefits to our students in personal growth and creative expression. And we encourage all students at SPHS to get involved regardless of prior experience. So if your student is interested, please get in touch. Our email is up there on the slide. We'll put you in touch with the teachers that can help you find the right ensemble for your student. And that's all for me. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Now we're going to move on to our SBUSD board member and liaison for our school, Dr. Patricia Martinez-Miller.
It's a pleasure to be with you this evening. I'm going to go quickly and just say the most important thing I can share with you is to use the spusd.net website. There is just a wealth of information there. You can find the South Pasadena Unified School District goals there, right on the part of the website that says About. Go into About and you will see our strategic plan, which lists everything. Just to quickly let you know the general direction that the goals go. We are working on enabling greater achievement always for all of our students. Working to have state-of-the-art curriculum and instruction. This year, really important, continuing to look at financial strength and sustainability, and then facilities that support the educational excellence that you've come to expect in South Pasadena. When you have a moment, spending a little bit of time on the website would be a really helpful thing to give you an idea of just the whole scope of what happens with our school district. If you like to attend school board meetings, we're always very happy to have you in the boardroom at the district office. But if you would just want to keep up and don't want to have to sit at a meeting, we do live stream those board meetings. And right on the home page of the website, if you go down to the part where events are listed, it will tell you of the date of the board meeting. And if you click on it, you will have access to the agenda and also the connection to the live stream. So we encourage you to join us for anything that you would like to, just to stay up to date. It's really a pleasure to be the liaison to the high school this year, and I look forward to seeing you in person. And thank you very much.
Thank you so much. We're really excited to have you as our liaison this year. We also put in the chat, if you want to get the agendas when there's a school board meeting coming out, you can email Sylvia Carroll at the district, and she will get you on that email list. I don't think she blasts it out to everybody, but if you want to be reminded, it's really lovely to know what's going on. So you know if there are topics being talked about that you want to listen to, or you didn't even know were going on. It's really, really handy. So highly recommend going to a school board meeting if you've never been. I like to go all the time, and I think they're actually really amazingly informative and fun to be at. So now we're going to move on to our SPIF president and SPIF liaison, Grace Kung.
Hello, thank you. Well, my name is Grace Kung, and I'm serving as this year's SPEF president. So our mission of SPEF, which stands for South Pasadena Educational Foundation, is to support the educational excellence of all 5 of our South Pasadena public schools. And we do this with a bunch of traditional events. So providing funds to give out direct grants for teachers. By the way, those grants applications are due by the end of September. We also do major grants, which include the Hermitage table. And earlier we spoke about Train Your Brain. That was a major grant program provided by SPEF, and then the district took over it as well. Other programs include summer school and camps. Right now we are currently in our fall fund drive. You'll be receiving a letter from me and our board later this month or earlier next month, asking for you to help donate. And also it will include a list of all the specific things that we're doing at each particular school site. So there's a slightly different letter for each of the schools, but you will get to see what we have funded over very recently. So fall fund drive begins now. Hopefully you're aware there's a pupil free day Monday, October 7th. So after that week from October 8th to 11th will be phone banking. So we'll be making phone calls to ask for your gift. And afterwards we'll give you a thank you donor yard sign. So you'll see our town painted orange. Our very first fundraiser this year will be Food for Thought, which is the last Wednesday of September, so the 25th. So go out, dine, eat, and they'll donate a portion of their day's sales to SPEF. And save the date, Party Gras will be Saturday, May 17th, 2025. And we'll let you know details and the theme when we get closer to that date. And so definitely please check out our website, which is SPEF for the number 4 kids.org. And there you'll see a list of everything we do, an intro video. And thank you so much for your generosity. Go Tigers.
I love the ears. They're very cute, Grace. It is already 8:18 and we are done with all of our speakers. I do want everybody to know that our next forums, it was brought up earlier, we're going to, sometime in September, we're planning that right now, we're going to have a meeting where the administration will go over the school safety plan and their social media guideline that just got sent out last week. And then we will have another forum, a full forum in October 28th, which will to be determined, but we will get you out that information. I only got a few questions, so I'm just going to take those that I got, and then I'm going to let us go really quickly, but there were 2 really quick questions. One of them was, if my child, and I know you won't believe it, does not have social media, how do they keep up about information at the high school, like student clubs, etc.? John, Vanessa,
I would
Chad?
say the bulletin has all of that information all the time. And ASB regularly posts things around campus. There's always something going on outside the SAC room. There's a lot of opportunities for them to find out what's going on otherwise. And of course, always check the website. It's always up to date with everything that's going on, especially on the calendar.
Great. And for those of you who don't know what the Tiger Bulletin is, if you go to the website, there is a link right up front that says Tiger Bulletin, and it is a kind of a blog format of all the stuff that's going on at school, and teachers go through that, I believe, in like 4th period class, and as much as they like every couple days. So they do try and go through those. Unless of course your kid has PE and has swimming during that time, which my kid did freshman year. They hear about it, but have them check that if they happen to have PE and swimming, because they won't hear it from a teacher if they do. But that's there. And then
Can I add one thing to that?
Please.
Also the first even day of each week during fourth period, the Commissioner General, along with another student from leadership, will make announcements over the PA. So the Tiger Bulletin and those PA announcements are two really good places to get that information.
Yeah, those are great. And then just one other question, I think, from Ms. Blackwood is there another option to take the PSATs, or is it only at our school, or is there other days or times or places that someone can take the PSAT? She's still here. You might not be listening.
Yeah, they can email her the question. I don't know if she's still on or not.
I see
She's
her.
got to get married on the other end of the country in a couple of days, so
Oh,
she'll
that's
be
exciting.
finishing up packing and getting her private life in order. So yeah, I would just say have them reach out by email. She can help answer the question.
We can have a new name for Miss Blackwood when she comes back.
No, it's her kid.
Oh,
She's not getting
I'm
married.
here. Sorry, just had to step away
Yeah.
for a second. Yeah, my son's getting married this weekend.
Well, congrats. That's so exciting.
Thank you. Very exciting. What was the question? I can't help.
It was just about if the PSAT is ever offered at another school on a different date in case that date doesn't work for a family.
There are different dates at other schools. Yes, you could go to other schools to take their tests. There are 2 Saturdays to choose from. And so if that's what they want, the Saturday experience, that they could do that at another school.
Okay, cool. Great.
Yeah.
Well, I am going to let everybody go. I want to thank you all so much for being here. I so appreciate all of your time that you take to do this. I know everybody who is here does too. We had a lot of participants tonight, and I'm sure we'll have lots watch it. It's always an invaluable evening. I always learn something, even though I've been at the school now this is my 6th year with a kid at the school. And I always learn. So thank you so much. And I hope you all have a great night. I'll be on for a couple minutes. If anybody wants to just ask me questions, that's fine, but I'm going to let everybody else go. Thank you.
Thank you, Kristen.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Casey.
Kristen. Good night.
Bye, everyone.